Hey everyone, I know it's been a long time since I've made a video, and I initially wrote a couple scripts to talk to you guys about what's been going on in my life and, just kind of an update for where I'm at with my videos and what I am planning on doing with future projects. First things first, I will like to say that my sound quality is not really the same as it's been in earlier videos of mine, uh, mostly due to the fact that currently I'm living in an apartment building with very little furniture, so there's an echo. So I'm not trying to add an echoing effect or anything, it just happens to be how the video sounds. The reason I'm really making this video is that really recently I've been getting a couple comments every couple weeks with people asking, hey, what's going on? Why haven't you been making videos? Definitely not a huge number, you know. I know I'm not popular or anything, but I will like to say that I do appreciate all the fans that I have had and still have over the course of the years I've been making videos. I just want you all to know that I still plan on making more videos, just not as many, obviously. As I'm sure you've all guessed it, becoming an adult leads to having to pay for where you live and what you eat, and it's not as easy as living with your parents. Now, I will be living with my parents again soon, but that's only to save money for me to get a better apartment and eventually a house with my girlfriend, who I live with now. Back in the day, I could crank out 25 videos in a month or so. Now, obviously, those videos were a load of crap, but even if you got one laugh per video, that's 25 laughs, and I think that's pretty impressive. I'm not sure if y'all noticed, but I am using Windows Movie Maker to produce this video, which is a program I haven't used since the early episodes of Wind Waker Abridged. Halfway through, I got to start using Sony Vegas, and ever since then, most if not all my videos were made using Sony Vegas. There were a few in Wind Waker Abridged that I still used Movie Maker because I had an easier time throwing clips together that way, but a majority of them were made with Sony Vegas, which of course is a much better editing software, and the more you use it, the easier it is to use. I got pretty good at using it. I won't say the videos got really good, but the fact that I was able to use the editing software to create the videos got better over time. But I'm sure you're asking, what does this have to do with me now? What are my plans for future videos and other content? Well, like I said before, I do plan on making more videos. People have continually asked about Skyward Sword Abridged, which unfortunately probably has to take a semi to completely permanent hiatus for a couple reasons. Mainly the editing software. I just do not have the ability to go back to editing those kind of videos with Windows Movie Maker. I can't procure a copy of Sony Vegas easily. I know there are plenty of ways to get it, not strictly legal ways, but I don't want to do that because, in this age of paranoia that I'm set in, I am worried that I will be tracked and could get in trouble, which I know seems kind of silly, but, I still am worried about it. The other reason is that voice actors for the series, originally I was using a couple different people for the female roles, trying to diversify my cast, which was always just me and some friends, and very rarely were there any female voices, apart from some cameos, never relying on another voice actor to provide a huge role, except for in Minish Cap, where I had my friend Jory play Eslo, and of course I had other people playing lesser roles, but Eslo was the main one. And when you rely on someone else, you have to not only work around your own schedule, but work around theirs. You have to make scripts that make sense when someone else is reading their lines. A lot of the scripts that I made for Wind Waker and Twilight Princess were mostly ad-libbed, which, is not a very good way of making videos, I'm aware of. But it is an easier way to write scripts. You can kind of go off on a tangent, and as long as it sounds coherent and you edit it properly, it can still work. Where if you're working with other voice actors who you don't have the opportunity to voice in the same room, you have to kind of set your script in stone or in a notepad document, and then they record it, and if it's not verbatim, you kind of have to work around it, and if it is verbatim, you kind of realize, oh wait, hearing it out loud, this script doesn't make sense, and I need to get my lines recorded again. For Jory, it was always really nice because he always was available, because he was in school too, so he wasn't like working a job. The actors that I had voice Zelda and Fi in Skyward Sword were basically two people that I just met, and over Skype, I believe, through other friends, and it just did not work out. Trying to get the right kind of inflection on voices is kind of hard to convey through a notepad document unless you write a very detailed way of speaking. But also, it's hard to talk in a call and tell someone the way you want them to act out the sounds without kind of undermining the way they're speaking. It's not, impossible to do, but when you have an increasingly busy life, you don't really have the time to do that, especially when, it's just a fun hobby. It's not a way to make money. So for all those reasons, if I ever do make it back to Skyward Sword Abridged, which again, it's probably a ways off, if ever, I would probably start again from the beginning, completely change how I was doing things, and maybe even go back to voicing the female characters, which sounds stupid saying so, but, who knows? It's in the future. The main reason I made this video was to kind of get a feel for the room, so to speak, and see what you all want to see from me. Hopefully someone has stayed to the end of this video, but I have some ideas. I'm thinking about maybe doing some Let's Plays, which is as oversaturated as it sounds, something that I've always kind of felt like I could do. I never watch them, but I would think I'd be able to play one. Other than that, I would like to give my thoughts on the upcoming Zelda title, Breath of the Wild, which I am very excited for. But other than that, please let me know by leaving a comment or sending me a message through Facebook, which I have a Facebook page, of course. Who doesn't? Sorry for the glee in the background, but I do with my girlfriend. So, have a good night, everyone.